In our second instructional filming video, Austin is going to go over the differences between action cameras, camcorders, DSLRs, professional cameras, what to expect at low and high price ranges, all to help you guys choose what camera or cameras will best suit your needs.
First, we have your regular handheld consumer camera like you find in any retail store. The advantages of these: they're not too expensive, they're easy to use, and they have auto everything, which is great for beginners. They're also pretty lightweight and easy to pack. Some of the drawbacks to these cameras include batteries with a short runtime, a low quality lens compared to more expensive cameras, and no real room for versatility as you grow in experience. Next up are prosumer cameras. They're basically a step up from consumer cameras, but they're not quite professional cameras either. The advantages of a prosumer camera are they allow you to grow your skills as well as take advantage of more professional features. Features such as manual controls, XLR inputs for professional microphones, and a higher quality lens. And they still take great video in full auto mode. In my opinion, most prosumer cameras are a great balance of price, versatility, and growth for a new cameraman. But, like all cameras, they still have their shortfalls. You still can't swap lenses, they cost more than consumer cameras, and they're a little bigger and heavier, which might be a problem if you're self-filming your hunts. Now let's look at professional cameras. A lot of these cameras have the ability to swap lenses, which is a must-have for professional cameramen. Another advantage is the ability to really manipulate the settings of your camera based off your needs. They also have a lot of controls on the outside, which allow you to quickly make adjustments while filming. And overall, they combine better quality parts, which lead to better quality video. The first drawback to these cameras is their size. They're not good for self-filming, and they're bigger and heavier to pack with all of your gear. They're also more expensive than the other cameras. And even though they have good quality and a lot of features, if you don't know what the features are, then you're wasting your money. But don't feel intimidated. Anyone can learn to use one if you keep advancing. And if you're getting paid to film, at some point it'll just be a natural transition. Now let's look at the cameras everyone wants to know about. DSLRs and mirrorless cameras. They're pretty similar to each other, and this information applies to both. So I'm just going to say DSLR because it's shorter. DSLRs are primarily photography cameras, but they can take excellent quality video, and a lot of professionals use them. The first great feature of these cameras is their large image sensor compared to the ones in most low-end video cameras. With a large sensor, you can really blur out the background for a professional look, as well as take advantage of better low-light performance. Another good feature with these cameras is the ability to swap lenses. These cameras also let you take high-quality time lapses with little to no extra equipment needed. Overall, they're very affordable and take great-looking video and photos. But because DSLRs are primarily built for photography, they lack a lot of important tools for videography. Most video cameras have a feature called peaking that shows what's in focus. Most photography-based cameras lack this feature and other tools that help you accurately focus while taking video. DSLRs also don't have a zoom button, so you have to turn the lens by hand. This doesn't matter to everyone, but it does add more movement in the woods. Probably the biggest limitation with these cameras is their audio setup. The built-in microphones are very limited, so if you're at all serious, you'll have to spend money on a microphone and possibly an audio recorder. Finally, even if you're Mr. Steady Hands, these cameras can easily produce shaky footage for a number of reasons. A shoulder rig is common and can make your footage smooth and steady. All of these things add up. Just to give you an idea, the microphone and shoulder rig you saw cost a total of $300. Plus, I had to buy a $200 audio recorder since my professional microphones cannot plug directly into my DSLR. So only you can decide whether a DSLR or an actual video camera is better for you. But here's what I found. DSLRs are great for stuff like B-roll shots, time lapses, interviews if you have audio equipment, or just filming as a hobby. But if you're being paid to film a deer hunt, a DSLR has too many unnecessary complications. For example, my audio recorder takes AA batteries which don't last long at all. So I have to turn the audio recorder off when I'm not filming and remember to turn it back on when I need it. Then when I have to change the batteries, this happens. With my video camera, one long-lasting battery runs everything. Next up, we have action cameras. Action cams do an incredible job of A, making the audience feel like they're right there with the hunter, and B, getting unique footage that complements the main camera. They can also come with a lot of features such as time-lapse, slow motion, and 4K resolution. And you don't have to worry too much about things being out of focus because of the type of lens they have. Action cams are so small and offer so much bang for your buck that it's stupid not to have one when you're filming your hunts. But you probably shouldn't use it as your main camera. The lenses on action cams are such a wide angle that they're useless for filming stuff far away. The wide angle can also really distort the image of your video, which some people don't like. And their audio isn't good quality, so that limits their uses as the main camera.
Just do a few calls, sit your call down, and then get your gun ready.
Last but not least, we have phone cameras. It might seem silly to think about using these, but they do have some advantages. The most obvious advantage is you probably already have one, so you don't have to spend any more money. You also don't have to worry too much about focusing, which is especially important on close-up shots like a quick interview in the tree stand.
I haven't seen a whole lot. A couple deer earlier on. It's really cold right now. It's about 5 degrees below zero.
Phone cameras can also have some cool features, such as slow motion and time-lapse capabilities. Again, something a lot of regular video cameras still lack. Phone cameras are pretty limited in their uses though, since they're so simple. They have a really wide angle lens, so just like action cameras, they're really only useful for stuff up close. They also use a lot of compression, so the videos can turn out poor quality, especially when there's a lot of movement or low light. The trick with phone cameras is to use the footage in a way that works. You probably don't want to film the actual hunt with it, but it might be great for a second angle or behind the scenes footage. It's whatever works for you and your audience. Make sure you always hold the camera sideways to record your video, or I'll never ever forgive you.
We're going to do a fake little interview here with the cell phone held vertical, because I know Austin's going to get real pissed when I do that.
So I want to talk a little bit more about DSLRs, because there's been a lot of situations where a DSLR has been more handy for me than an actual video camera. So they're small, lightweight, and a lot of them have this articulating viewfinder, which allows me to film over a hunter. I can film around a tree if I need, and I've even had it on the prairie where I put just the camera over the crest of the hill, look up at the viewfinder like that, and the camera's exposed, but I'm not. So again, keep in mind, every situation is different. You have to figure out what's going to work best for you. You know, we also didn't talk about the differences between a mirrorless and a DSLR, but the main thing is a mirrorless is a lot quieter, and a lot of them are 100% silent, so that's obviously a big plus if you're filming in the woods. Okay, so last thing is don't underestimate cell phone cameras. Not only are they getting better, but they make a lot of mounts for guns, bows, spotting scopes. You know, you've all seen them. And also, Garrett and I have been filming these stand-up videos with our cell phones. So again, they have a lot of uses if you just know how to use them. All right, so up next, we are looking at lenses, and it's a bit technical, but there's some really good information. And if you're thinking about buying a camera, you might want to check it out before you do.